My name is Jack Kuan. Some of you may have been watching my channel in the Chinese Pinyin series. Good to see you again, my dear friends. For those of you that are watching my channel for the first time, please don't miss the Pinyin series from episode 1 to 17. I've listed the links down below. You could watch them anytime you wish. Today, a new learning series will start. It's gonna focus on the Chinese characters. The first part, I named it Learning Words with Pictures. Do you know why my dad and I create this series? It goes back to when I started learning how to read and write Chinese. Memorizing the shapes of Chinese characters was the most challenging part of learning. I had a hard time telling which character is which. To me, they all looked alike. Until one day, my dad started drawing pictures beside the Chinese characters I was learning. Amazingly, the words became much easier to remember. Most importantly, learning new words became so interesting and joyful. That's why we've created this learning series, because I would like to share the experience with you. I don't know how many episodes we're going to create. At this point, we plan to make videos on about 80 single Chinese characters. It's gonna be a lot of work. And you know what? Other than the single Chinese characters, there are also compound Chinese characters as well. We also plan to cover that topic in the future. I guess we had enough talking. Let's start to learn some Chinese characters now. Along the way, I'll introduce some of the principles of Chinese character. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go! On the screen, I'm showing the first graphic. Even though it's just a line, it represents a word in Chinese. Okay, before we dig deeper, let me first introduce 3 basic elements that we need to remember about Chinese character learning. First, the pronunciation. Like learning a new word in any language, we must know how to pronounce it. Pronunciation is called pinyin in Chinese. Second, the character shape or the structure. Chinese characters are pictographic or ideographic words. That's why we need to memorize the shapes. The shape of a character is called 字形 or 笔画 in Chinese. Third, the definition. Of course, to correctly use a word, we must know what it means. The definition of a word is called 词义或字义 in Chinese. These are the 3 elements we need to remember every time we learn a new word. Now, let's go back to this simple Chinese character on the screen. It's pronounced as yi, yi, yi in the first tone. You know that we've completed all the lessons about the Chinese pronunciation system already. So I will not go over details about the pinyin in this series. However, I'll show you the links up here or in the description down below for the consonants and the vowels we are using. And you could learn the pronunciations there. The second element is the shape. As you can see, it's just a horizontal line. I guess we could remember it right away, right? The third element is the definition. How do you think, Max?
A popsicle, beep, UFO, go home, ET go home.
No, you went too far, Max. What if I tell you it's a number?
Is that number 1?
Yes, you're correct. Exactly. By now, some of us might have already remembered all 3 elements of this word. At least, we could connect the shape and its meaning without any problem. This means we just have to memorize its pronunciation. Much easier, right? That will be our goal throughout this series. To make our life easier in the future, my dad has designed a layout as shown on the screen. On the top right-hand side corner is the pronunciation, pinyin. Under that, the shape of the Chinese character, 字形, will be displayed. And over at the left-hand side, we'll list the definitions of the word, which is 字义. Okay. Now, there's one more thing that we need to learn. We need to learn the writing order, 笔顺. Tell you the truth, I'm not good at it myself, especially writing those complex words. However, there's a formula to follow. Use E as an example. The formula is from left to right, top to bottom. I know E has only 1 stroke from left to right, but please remember the formula. It's going to be helpful when we start learning more complex words. Wow, a lot of information, right? Let's take a break and promote myself a little bit. If you like my work, please subscribe, give me a like, and click on the notification bell. Ding ding. New episodes are coming out. You'll be notified right away. 用中文说的话是点赞、订阅、点点通知、3连，是不是这样？是不是3连？ Now, let's chase after victory. 乘胜追击 The second picture. It's not much of a graphic, but it's a meaningful word, pronounced as As a matter of fact, we've seen it before in the pinyin series, episode number 16, when we learned the special syllables. Again, it's pronounced as in fourth tone. The shape is 2 horizontal lines. It's also a number. I guess we all figured it out. Yes, it's number 2. Here is the writing order. From left to right, top to bottom, 2 strokes. Again, from left to right, top to bottom. Now, how about this one? It's pronounced as san. The shape is 3 horizontal lines. The definition is number 3. Here is a writing order. From left to right, top to bottom, 3 strokes. Again, from left to right, top to bottom. Here comes another one. Is it number 4? No, it's not. If it is 4, then 100 will be like this. And 1 million would be a disaster. The line representation ends on number 3. Maybe, I'll make a special episode to teach all the number words in the future. So far, we've learned the 3 elements and the formula of writing order. The next step is application of words. I plan to use the words we've learned in a sentence or a phrase. We could use idioms or article fragments for practicing as well. It may be a little difficult at first, but it's good to apply what we've learned. Today, I've prepared a paragraph for us. Let me read it to you. 道生一，一生二，二生三，三生万物。I'll read it again. 道生一，一生二，二生三，三生万物。As you can see here, the words we've learned today are 一、二、三, all appear in this famous paragraph. It's a paragraph from chapter 42 of the literature 道德经. I checked on the internet. Its oldest excavated portion is dated back to the late 4th century BC. There are many different versions of explanation about this paragraph. My dad and I have one version that we both agree upon, but I'm not gonna tell everyone yet. Why don't you try to do a little research on it? I'll share mine in the next episode. This is the end of today's lesson. We've learned 3 Chinese characters. They are 一、二、三. Moreover, we studied the 3 basic elements of Chinese characters. They are the pronunciation, character shape, and definition. These 3 elements need to be linked together. In this series, we're going to reinforce the visual link between the shape and the definition so that learning Chinese characters will become easier and more interesting. By the way, if I could do it, you could too. Let's start our learning journey together. Bye!